Latvia, 64,000 square kilometers in size, a link between east and west in the Baltic. It's here that one of the most important freight transport routes is to be found, bringing raw materials from Belarus and Russia to the Baltic ports. The east-west rail corridor is around 400 kilometers long. Since 2011, it's been equipped with the latest railway technology, 80% of it with Thales electronic interlockings.
Of course, our technologies are run out of capacity and are very old ones, so our main aim is to increase the capacity of this corridor, and that means to implement more new technologies. And the things we have done with this signalizing project have increased our capacity for 10%.
The corridor runs from Indra to Ventspils across the Latvian plain. Thales signal systems guide trains throughout Europe. For Latvia, the company adapted its electronic interlocking technology to Baltic and Russian railway specifications.
The main adaptation was to integrate the automatic train protection system with audio frequency tach circuits and in-cab signaling. This was achieved by our highly skilled engineers in close cooperation with the engineers of Latvian Rail.
The interlocking system meets the regulations and operational guidelines of Latvian railways. The modernization includes stations, central traffic controls, signals, point machines, level crossings, track circuits, and axle counters. Thales electronic interlockings are at the heart of the new corridor. Advanced technology. It controls the trackside signaling equipment and thus determines train movements. Thales developed new interfaces for the project. One of them for the Russian system of audio frequency track circuits. Another one for the Russian point machines. Now point controllers actuate them directly. All the signals were manufactured in Russia. Signal controllers also actuate these directly. The level crossing systems along the corridor have been completely renewed. The electronic interlocking controls and monitors local control modules. The latest generation of axle counters is also in use. Thales chose axle counters to implement the clearing and approach zones for the level crossings. Riga is Latvia's economic hub. The center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a city with 700,000 inhabitants. One of the central traffic controls for the east-west corridor is located right next to the main station. The brain of the electronic control system. Dispatchers monitor all train movements from here. The screens show the complete track layout and indicate train information. Control is automated. Thales developed the RMS management system for this purpose. It contains all timetable data for all trains with their train numbers and route information. Thales provides turnkey solutions. The system also includes extensive maintenance features. The engineer can check all interlocking functions and field components from a central workstation. Diagnosis software records all data in the background. Before, we weren't necessarily able to forecast or detect technical faults. We didn't know why a particular fault occurred. Now we do. The system measures and records all events. Yes, it does so precisely too. The system gives accurate feedback about failed components. Thales completed the project in 2012 and commissioned the entire line within 1 year, in close cooperation with Latvian Railways. Modernization started in 2006. Thales engineers and planners in Latvia and Germany began developing the best solutions and supervised all phases of the project.
Thales always was listening what employers' needs are, and I would like to say that it is one of the key elements for successful implementation of the project. Good collaboration and always to listen.
Phase 1, system design and adaptation. Phase 2, installation of signal systems and buildings. Followed by test and acceptance. Parallel training for dispatchers and maintenance staff. Finally, commissioning. In modernizing the East-West corridor, Thales has successfully adapted its technology to Eastern European railway systems.
It is a very good platform for future new railway technologies. Everything is prepared actually to be connected with this interlocking project with Thales systems, and it's a very big step forward also from our company.
Thales systems now control transportation of freight across Latvia, safely, reliably, and with high economic efficiency. In Latvia, the company has demonstrated its competence for future projects.